listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome back to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. If you're just finding me on the air, I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate markets. I want to go ahead and bring in my first guest, Chris Leavitt, star of $1 Million Listing Miami. And in his nearly 20 years in luxury real estate, Chris Leavitt has consistently proven to be an exemplary facilitator of the real estate process for his clients. This top-producing broker and performance-driven professional has continually commanded excellence in his service and results and boasts an impressive record of success in both the New York City and South Florida markets. Most recently, he represented the sale of a triplex penthouse in Miami Beach that sold for a record $34 million, the largest condo sale in the history of Florida. Catch him every Wednesday night at 9 p.m., 8 Central on Bravo's $1 Million Listing Miami, and today on the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. How are you?
I am doing great. Chris, your accomplishments have been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Curbed.com, New York Times, and many more prominent publications, and now you're the star of $1 Million Listing Miami. Tell the audience and myself how you set yourself apart from so many real estate brokers in two of the most competitive real estate markets worldwide.
Well, I will say that I do focus most of my efforts in Miami. That's why I'm on the show and really where I spend most of my my efforts. But I do have a business in New York that I was in the real estate business in Manhattan for 15 years. I decided to move down to Florida because I wanted to make the same money or more, but in a much better environment, which is as we all know, Miami's amazing. Mm-hmm. And I keep the New York business there for more of a referral source, so I can stay in touch with my clients up there. And there's just such a crossover between New York and Miami. And you're with
Douglas Elliman, correct? And so you're licensed to practice still in New York and in Miami, correct?
Correct, yes. So I'm duly licensed. And I think what sets me apart, especially in the Miami market, is that, I have this sort of, I have this education from living in New York that you really don't get anywhere else. The high-paced, intense market. I've come, through so many different cycles of the ups and downs and always stayed on top throughout those. And I think that experience and going through those times, especially September 11th and, all the difficult times that happened through the market, the crash in 2008, to have gone through those and still remained a successful broker has really helped me, sort of add that to my to my Miami portfolio and to be the best in Miami.
Now tell me a little.
They have that knowledge.
Tell me a little bit how the real estate market differs between New York and Miami, at least in how you practice real estate. What are some of the cultural differences amongst the real estate brokers between these two markets?
Without giving any disrespect to Miami real estate brokers, I think it's a bit more of a profession and a career in New York that's taken a little more serious. I think that people, in New York City, everyone's email is so-and-so at theircompany.com.
Right.
They're very tied into their company. They're very loyal to their company. In Florida, the email addresses are so-and-so realtor at Gmail. They text you showing appointments saying, can I show this tomorrow? And versus an email that says, hi, I'm so-and-so from such and such company. I'd like to show your listing at this location tomorrow. There's a little bit more of a professionalism, I feel, in New York than in Miami.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I was going to say,
Sorry.
I noticed the differences between just watching $1 Million Listing in New York and $1 Million Listing Miami. I definitely can see where you're coming from with that.
Yes. So, no disrespect at all, but it's just the fact. And, Miami's a little more laid back, a little more casual. But I like to state that, I really bring that New York sophistication to the Miami market.
Now, what areas in Miami do you specialize in? Any certain type of segment in there, certain type of property, or what?
Yes, I do. I do everything from Palm Beach to Miami, but I very much specialize in new construction in Miami. I sold out the W South Beach. I almost sold out Edition Residences on 29th and Collins, and now I am launching Bath Club Estates on 67th and Collins, which is Don Peoples' new project of 13 exclusive basically estates right on the ocean.
Yeah, and I saw some of the preview of that. I saw the press release on that. That's being developed on one of, I guess, Miami's last oceanfront lot, correct?
Exactly. It is the last oceanfront lot in Miami Beach. What's really exciting about it is that they're full-floor apartments. They're 5,000 square feet with wraparound terraces, so you're getting views everywhere. And that's what really is in high demand right now in Miami Beach. People are looking for the large apartments, the ones that they get full, wrap terraces. They have their own floor. So we're really filling a niche right now, which is great. So we're just launching sales as we speak, and they announced this, I believe, on Friday, and we already have one deal in contract.
Very nice, very nice. I mean, what's the price point of this place? I think it was like $20 million.
Start at $2,000 a foot, so they start at $10 million and they go all the way to $50 million.
Wow! So you must be very excited to be a co-listing broker of that development for sure. Absolutely.
Yes, Oren Alexander and myself are representing that.
Absolutely, great accomplishment on your behalf. I want to talk about another one of your accomplishments. Your record condo sale at $34 million is an impressive feat all by itself. Tell me a little bit about how this sale influenced the Miami market.
Sure. Actually, it was an interesting situation. It was a bidding war between two buyers, if you can believe it, at that price. And it was my listing, and William Pierce from Coldwell Banker in Miami brought the buyer.
Was it the Jills?
Not the Jills.
No,
we love the Jills, but it was William Pierce. You're a Coldwell Banker, so you know who he is, I'm sure.
Yep.
He's awesome. So he brought the buyer to me, and we did the deal, and we do a lot of business together, William and I. But basically what we did is we set the new tone for the luxury market in Miami by the sale, because it was the highest, the most expensive per square foot of any condominium to ever trade. So from that, it was sort of a domino effect in terms of all these new developments coming online and pricing the buildings according to the sale. Some were successful at it, some weren't. A lot of people think, oh, well, if they can get it, we can get it. But, our product was so incredible and so, visionary.
But I guess this new development is going to have price points above $34 million, so it's a possibility you'll be setting another record sale, correct?
Exactly. That is the goal.
Absolutely.
So it was very exciting to have that happen, to be part of that.
Now, Chris, as you know, Florida took the brunt of the real estate downturn that began in 2006, and in our area, in Tampa, we lost on average 40 to 50% of our peak values from 2006, although they have since recovered on average about 15 to 20%, and I say our bottom in this area was about 2012. How does this compare to the Miami market? Is that similar, or what did you see there?
No, I think our bottom happened a lot earlier in 2009. 2008, 2009, and then it started picking up again in 2010. Prices have gone through the roof on the ocean specifically. There's very little land and very little product directly on the ocean in prime South Beach and Miami Beach. So those prices never really got very much affected. They went just skyrocketing after the market picked up a bit. What was most affected, and probably similar to what happened in your area, is the downtown Miami, the Brickell market, where there was just so much inventory that they couldn't keep up with. The demand was not at the level that the inventory was. So that went down significantly. I don't think as far down as what happened in your area, but that rebounded also very quickly, and now we have even more buildings coming up. And the difference now is that we have the absorption rate is equal, to the building that's happening. So you're not going to see that happen. Hopefully not. And also the deposit structure is much different. Back then you were putting 10, 15% down. Now you're putting 30, 40, 50, maybe even 60% down. So it's weeding out the speculators, and it's weeding out the people that really, are stretching to purchase apartments. These are investors from all over the world with deep, deep pockets. And a lot of users, actually, people that are actually saying, you know what, I want to live in Miami. I want to live this lifestyle. I'm leaving New York. My business is all done on computer. Why would I live in New York when I can live in Miami and make the same amount of money and do exactly the same?
Yeah, I've been reading a lot.
Hedge funds are moving down.
Yeah, I mean, I've been reading a lot about the influx of foreign investment into the Florida, the Miami market and everything. Tell me a little bit more about this. Where's this money coming from?
All over the world. There really isn't one specific place. It used to be all Latin America, but now it's Russia, it's London, it's Germany, France, Italy. Sort of everyone has this common denominator that they love Miami from all over the world. So it's really interesting. You're seeing such a huge cultural explosion here. And not just from Latin America, from everywhere.
But you're also seeing buyers coming down from New York City. New York City buyers are also playing a big role in the Miami market too, correct?
Absolutely. If you look at the high-ticket sales that happened last year, predominantly they were all New Yorkers, because they're used to that high price per square foot sale. In New York City, if you want high-end luxury in the top buildings, you're paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a square foot. So to come to Miami and pay $2,000 to $3,500 a foot, it's not such a shock, and you're finding that people are using them. They're their second and third, fourth homes. They're not just buying for investment; they're buying to use them.
So what's driving the Miami market? So what's driving the Miami real estate market right now? Is it speculation, or is there solid economic growth that's sustainable down there?
Oh, it's not speculation at all. It's solid economic growth. You can see that in the city where they're just changing all the systems. Electric, plumbing. Roadways, bridges, tunnels. I mean, it is becoming a world-class city. And soon it will be on par with New York, London, San Francisco. I mean, it is a world-class city. And you're seeing major industries moving down and businesses. So it's no longer a vacation place.
And what are some of the things about Miami that you think sets it apart from places like New York City or London in the national or in the worldwide real estate market?
Well, you have the amazing, beautiful backdrop of the bay and the ocean. You have world-class restaurants coming in. It's also becoming a much bigger cultural hub than it ever was, with the Perez Art Museum, with the Children's Museum, the Science Museum. They just finished what I call Miami's Central Park, which is right across from the American Airlines Arena and right on Biscayne Boulevard. So you're getting parks, you're getting culture, you're getting, the ocean lifestyle. You just have it all, really, in Miami. You have everything.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
It's not lacking.
Chris, hang on the line here. I want to talk. I got to hit a quick break here, come up here at the bottom of the hour. But I want to talk to you a little bit more about your experience on the show, $1 Million Listing Miami.
Sure.
So stay tuned. And if you're just tuning in, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, you'll find this show on every Mondays at noon. So I invite you to please tune in, as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. Coming back from the break, we'll be talking a little bit more with Chris Leavitt, star of $1 Million Listing Miami, which airs every Wednesdays at 9 p.m. 8 Central on Bravo TV. And then we'll be finishing up the show with a discussion with Avelio Otero, also known as EJ. He is the founder and chairman of Course of Action Foundation, LLC, and a prominent member in the Tampa community. So please stay tuned. Again, you've been listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Back in a moment.
You're listening to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show with local expert Jamie Meloni. Now, here's Jamie.
Hi again, everybody, and thanks for staying tuned in to the Jamie Meloni Real Estate Show here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. And again, if you're just finding my show on the air, I invite you to tune in every Mondays at noon, as my show aims to become your information source for the Tampa Bay real estate market. We're going to talk with Chris Leavitt. He's the star of $1 Million Listing Miami, which airs every Wednesdays at 9 p.m. 8 Central on Bravo TV. And Chris, I want to change gears a little bit now and talk a little bit more about the show $1 Million Listing Miami, of which you are one of 3 featured brokers in the Miami market. First, yes. Tell us how competitive it was to get a spot on the show, or did the producers contact you directly?
Well, they contacted me directly. I understand it was a very competitive process for the other two, but they just called me, and then I did a reel, and a couple of weeks later they told me I had the show. So it was pretty simple.
Was there any hesitation in opening up your life to the world?
Not really. I'm kind of an open book in life, so I was excited about it. I love challenges and I love new experiences, and I would have really regretted it if I had said no, because then I would have always wondered, oh, what if? And I never want to say those words. I always want to sort of experience everything. So it was a really fun experience, and I made it fun.
Now, how
It
intrusive?
was challenging, but fun.
How intrusive are the cameras in your everyday life when you're filming? I mean, when they're around, did you feel the pressure to entertain them? I mean, a lot of our job is sitting in front of a computer doing, some emails back and forth. I mean, what was that like?
It was really not intrusive. It's not one of those reality shows where they put a camera in your living room and you're just always on. It was, they followed the real estate stories and a little bit of my personal life. So it was very challenging to juggle my everyday with the filming, yes. But I'm actually best when I'm overwhelmed with things. I sort of seem to excel more when I'm have a lot on my plate. So I never really felt it very intrusive at all. I thought it was fun to document what I was doing. And in terms of putting it onto the camera, no. I mean, that's who I am. What you see on television is really who I am every day, and what I do and how I operate.
Now, the show is in its inaugural season. I think there's been 6 episodes that have aired. I've seen all the episodes, and it's fun to watch because I feel like I'm getting to know you and the others as I watch. What can we expect from the coming episodes? Is there a focus on real estate deals or some upcoming drama that always seems to fuel these reality shows?
Well, there's some drama. There's some surprises about my personal life coming up, which has not been touched on that much, so you'll get to see that. And then there's some major twists and turns in some deals that were presented in the first couple of episodes. So there's a lot of interesting things to stay tuned to.
Well, definitely looking.
A lot of things that people are going to say, "Oh my God, wow! I can't believe that this is happening now." So, if you've been following the show,
yes, I have, and I'm sure many people have. It's a very popular show. I love all the $1 Million Listing brands from New York to LA and now in Miami. And you're definitely a very entertaining character on the show, and I've definitely enjoyed watching you on the show, and definitely also enjoyed having you on the air today.
Well, my pleasure, and I really appreciate those nice words, and I hope the viewers were educated a little bit about Miami, and it was fun.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Chris, thank you very much for coming on the show, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
All right, you too. That was Chris Leavitt. He was the star of $1 Million Listing Miami, which airs every Wednesdays at 9 p.m., 8 Central on Bravo TV, and a great interview and a very entertaining show. So invite you to check out the show again every Wednesdays at 9 p.m., 8 Central, and he is a powerhouse broker down in the Miami real estate market.